So today we're probably gonna do an inside the mind of an angler 3-hour challenge. Treat it just like a tournament. There we go. He liked it. All right, we're rolling. Rolling. A little jacked up right now. How we doing? Good, bad? Good? Catching them? You guys know there's a point over here you can fish off of too? This is the spot, huh? All right. Well, good luck. So, biggest 5 is what we're after today. Anything over 10 pounds is kind of a victory. Probably gonna rotate through a bunch of stuff. I know I'm gonna use this swim jig. Check. Probably gonna use this at some point, depending on how it goes. Hover rig. Probably gonna try the jerk bait. Just for giggles. And I may throw the Chad shed around. Maybe the chatterbait. So we got 5 rods on the deck. And hopefully I don't need this one. But yeah, it's out here in case. I turned my trolling motor way down. I don't want to make any extra unwanted noise. One thing that we know is if you're gonna make noise, make it a consistent noise. Don't make it herky-jerky. Bunch of carp. One of them was a bass. That's a bass. He's wrapped around this boat hoist. He got off of there. That sucks. If you ever get snagged on something, make sure you check your hook. That's still sharp. And your line, which after that last boat dock I should retie. I think I'm still good. There we go. He liked it. Gotta weigh this guy, get him back in the water. Two, 1, 2. 2 1/4. We got a 2-pounder. That's a good start. I have a feeling we're gonna crack them up in that shallow West Bay. There's a fish under there. I don't think he's 14. That's 2. He might. Is he 14? Well, he is 14. Barely 14. All right, we'll throw him on there. 121, 1 1/4. Little guy. Fish number 2. He was up under that shady little dock. Barely anything there. Just a little lip hanging over. And he was up in that. See, some of this, you can tell it's sandy bottom. The bass are looking for hard bottom to put their eggs on when they spawn. And there's a grass line here and a grass line here. So they can come in the middle, hang out in the grass, get some shade, and then move up and spawn. So this looks like it should be a decent spot. And then you put a boat dock on it, and it looks that much better. All right, we're gonna go up and get shallow. 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 Something to be mindful of. The first time you take a rod out of the box for the year, make sure your drag's set right. Hopefully you've watched my cleaning videos and you've cleaned your reels and cleaned your rods. And if you stored them, you probably stored them with the tension loose, and the drag loose, which I did not. So a little bit. I tightened her down a little bit. Frog, we're gonna crank her down all the way. Something I like to do. I always tie a Palomar with braid. Hasn't let me down yet. And then I'll show you something I do with the new frog, which just is basically a new frog out of the box. So you see how long those tails are? A lot of times the fish will go at the tails. So I cut them probably maybe like 3, I want some hanging over. I would say like 3/4 of the size of the frog. on one end. Okay. And then the other one either a little longer or a little shorter. And that helps walk them. So just something I do. Not necessary, but might help you walk it if you're having problems. I was using a big old 2x4 that was falling off this thing all the time. So now I'm using this styrofoam block, which seems to be fantastic for this. What it was a step up for our oh my gosh, shower. So you've got basically a way to keep the water in the shower. So you put your tile right on that. Anyway, I don't know if we got that on Amazon or Home Depot or Lowe's or where, but it works pretty darn good, especially you can put a 4x4 block, but I like the fact that the styrofoam has got some give. Seems to help a little bit. Oh yeah, water temp back here is 67. So we'll see. I'm not going to throw this forever. I just feel like it's close. So I had to try it. I mean, they're opportunistic, so if they see a little mole or frog or rat or whatever they think that is, they're gonna shoot their shot generally. And frogs catch bigs. Frogs and jigs catch bigs. Thing with what I'm doing right now, you're gonna make a really long cast because they can hear this boat coming through this stuff from 100 miles away, moving and shaking every weed into place. There, we had a little bit of a blow up. Alright, I feel like there's more life back here than what's actually being shown, so put this away. Alright, so we're an hour in. We got 2 hours to go. We only got 2 fish in the boat. One of them's just a baby. So let's see. Let's see what happens with this swimming jig. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's more. I probably missed a ton of fish messing around with that. That guy is not big enough. Pretty fish, but not big enough. Messing around with that frog, I probably missed 100 fish bag up through there. So when I'm looking at this stuff, for instance, I'm looking for things that are different. That looks different. That looks different. That looks different. That open hole out there looks different. There we go. He followed that out quite a ways. That one's a keeper for sure. I have a feeling there's another one in there too. One 3/4, 1.76, so 1 3/4, almost 2 pounds. Very thin fish. We're at 5 pounds. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but we're in inches of water, maybe a foot. It says 1.2, so I guess we'll go with that. Just over a foot of water. But it's very clear back here. Which is good. So they're not all the way up yet. Some of them are still out in this flat area. I mean, all of this they could spawn on. That's 2 in a row. Boom, boom. Not quite the size we're after yet. .5. So 1.5 pounds. Clean. Nothing going on with him yet. Nothing going on there yet. 6.6 is our weight. This is the right color water though, we know that. Crystal clear. They need the sun to incubate the eggs. On cue. And so they need the clear water. Well, that's a male. I don't know why, but the males, when they're spawning, they pee everywhere when they're caught. He's a little bit chunkier, not very long. Another 1.5. All right, 8-13, something to grow on. Something to grow on. We need some 2s. We got 1.25 in there. We got our 5-fish limit, which is good. We got an hour and 15 minutes left, which is a lot of time to upgrade. There's a little bass. I think just the males are up right now. I should go look. I've got 5. I should go look. We got an hour. I should go look deeper for the females, because I think just the males are up here. That's why we're catching mostly small ones. All right. Thought process now is that we're gonna go try something different. We caught a bunch of little bucks. We need a big doe or 2. Those are absolutely fish right there. Right there. That is a crappie. Huh. Absolutely fish. I haven't been catching anything but crappies and walleyes out here. Just super strange. Anytime I'm in this depth range, 10, 12 feet, it's crappies or walleyes. So I have a feeling those other ones are more the same. Maybe we'll find out here. I don't know if you guys saw Jacob Wheeler in the MLF. Had the lead with 15 seconds left to go. The other angler, I don't even remember who it was. needed a 2-pounder. Caught the 2-pounder. The rule there is you got to have it over the gunnel. For it to count. He got it over the gunnel. Jacob had one on when the clock hit 0, but it was like 50 feet from the boat and he couldn't get it over the gunnel, and it would have been enough. So it came right down to the wire. So I got 6 minutes left. I'm just saying I might be able to get to my 10 pounds if I catch a 3 with 15 seconds left to go. So don't rule me out yet. Not that I'm comparing myself to Jacob Wheeler. That's crazy. But same principle applies. Time. Most valuable thing we have. All right, no Jacob Wheeler / whoever the other guy was heroics today. So $50,000 question: should we have stayed shallow and stayed where we knew there were fish, even though they were all little, or should we have gambled and tried to catch some bigger ones like we did? That is every tournament angler's decision to make, and sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. Today we got it wrong, possibly. We could have stayed back there, maybe upgraded a couple times, maybe got to 10 pounds. Who knows? You tell me. What would you have done? Would you have stayed on in the shallow bays where we knew we were going to catch some, or would you have tried in the last hour to find some bigger fish? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the subscribers, the new watchers, the return watchers. I appreciate each and every one of you. Trying to grow the channel, so share it out to a friend, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.